Hello, welcome to Infinity Living, and today I'd love to talk about the difference between B&B and rentals. For our investors out there, some of you choose to rent the house unfurnished, and some choose to do it as a B&B. So let's start with the rentals. And for the rentals, one advantage is that it's very easy to get tenants. Yes, for the locations that we deal in, example, the Kileleshwa sides, Kilimani, Kiambu Road too, we also deal in Kiambu Road and Syokimau. To rent a property unfurnished, it's very easy to get a tenant, considering you will have your agent who will help you to get a tenant. And there are also a lot of walk-ins who walk in to look for rental properties, so it's not gonna be a hassle for you to get one. And for most rentals, especially in the locations that we have, a property like a studio, they rent between 45 to 50,000. One bedrooms, they rent between 55 to 80,000, depending on a lot of things like size, like the amenities, the project itself, the finishes of the project. So that's the range of the one beds. And for the two bedrooms, they actually rent between 70 to around 120,000. Yes, it's from 70, considering the old houses, you will get at a very affordable price. The units that are like 10 years old or 5 years old, and for ready projects for the two beds, mostly they start from 80,000 and they range to 120, considering the location that you've chosen and also the amenities and the finishes that your project has. Rental unit is that you get to give your tenant 1 year lease. Yes, the tenant will get at least 1 year lease from the owner, unless the owner wants to do a 6-month lease, then you can be able to talk about it. But most of the properties are always 1 year. So in a year's time, you are sure that you are going to get your monthly returns every month without any hassle or anything to involve you as the owner. Okay, something else, it's less risky. Renting a house unfurnished, you just give the house as it is. Yeah, you don't get to furnish it. So the risk that is involved, it's only on maybe some small finishes. That is when the tenant is out of your unit, and there's always a deposit that the tenant gets to do. So you'll use the deposit that the tenant has done to change anything that has been broken in your property. Yes, so that is less risky than when the house is furnished. Something else, 2 months deposit here. I'm so sure most of you who have rented your unit, especially in the high-end locations, you get 2 months deposit and 1 month rent. Easy to change tenants. An example, if you get a tenant who is not paying on time, it's very easy to change a tenant. Easy to sell, yes. For most or some investors who buy a unit, rent for some time, and choose to sell it, it's going to be easy for you to sell that house, considering you will only have to get rid of the tenant, and you get to get a buyer to buy your unit. And like if the house is unfurnished, you'll have to look for a place to put all the furnitures for you to sell your house. Another good advantage, it's you are sure of every monthly income. For unfurnished projects, as long as you have the tenant, you are always sure of the income coming in. So as we have looked at all the advantages of the renting a house unfurnished, those are the high advantages that you as an investor. So let's bounce back to B&Bs. For the guys who like doing B&Bs, there are a lot of things that you need to learn before you consider the B&B. And one thing, it has good returns. The returns on investment are very high for the BNBs. An example, if a studio gives you 50, the chances of you getting double is very high, considering the house is unfurnished. And for studios in the high-end location, they rent between 4,000 to at least 5,000. One beds between the 5,000 to at least 6,000-7,000, and two beds from 6,500 up to around 9K. Three beds between 7,000 up to around 10,000. The difference comes in with the type of furnitures that you as an owner have used to furnish the BNB. The better the furnitures, the higher the income, and the lower the type of furnitures that you have, you'll have to rent out to a BNB at an affordable price. But still, you are able to get high returns, unlike the person who has chosen to do it unfurnished. Okay. There is another something else about the BNB. I'm sure most of you have realized there's high competition. Yes, there's a lot of BNBs in the market right now. So when you choose to venture in that type of investment, just know that there'll be high competition between you and your other colleagues, and the high competition leads to change in the prices for the BNB. Because let's say your house is well furnished, right? An example of a one bed, and it's 6,000, and for the other person it's not well furnished, but it's also not badly done, so they choose to do it at let's say 5K. Me as a tenant or as a client who wants to take a unit or your house for the BNB, when I go online, most of them they will try to look at the affordable BNBs. So you'll find that the ones who have 5,000 or maybe 5,500, they get to rent out faster than those guys who have 6,000. So when you choose to venture in the BNB side of investment, make sure that you know you'll have to also adjust your prices once in a while, or a couple of times actually, for you to be able to get people to come and BNB out your house. Is high risk. High risk mainly comes in the furnitures. You might find some guys choose to rent out to a BNB only for them to have a party, and they end up destroying one or two things in your house. So that will become a little bit costly for you. Make sure you have that in mind. And something else that you also have to have in mind, it's the cleaning, the electricity, the water, the Wi-Fi. There's a lot of small details that you need to consider in the prices that you're going to put in your BNB, so that you also get a profit. Another something else that you as an owner needs to consider is that as you do the BNB, or as you venture in it, you will be highly involved in your unit. Yeah, you and someone who is having an unfurnished unit are going to be your time, the time used, it's going to be different between the two owners, because the one with the BNB, you will have to pick calls, change the code, maybe there's something needs to be changed in your unit or something broken. You will be highly involved with the BNB. So you can either choose to have an agent to do it for you, or you can just choose to have it unfurnished, because for the furnished units, you will be highly involved in the daily activities of your BNB. That's it for today about the rentals and the BNBs. For more information, feel free to reach us out in our website or in Instagram and Facebook. Our contacts are down also in the description. You can call us for more details or for more advice that you might need for you as an investor on where to buy, and on a place that to buy. Different locations have different advantages when it comes to furnished and unfurnished units. So feel free to call us for more details. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.